Happy Saturday, boys and girls. My name is Jeffery Scott Mitchell, coming to you live on Memorex from the best place on the planet. I was thinking about what adjective to use describing this location, as yesterday I made this walk down Market Street in Youngstown in what is undoubtedly the most precious place on the planet to me. Having walked that street, working, getting off work at 11 p.m., driving to Cleveland at 2 a.m., jumping on a 5:45 a.m. flight, landing in LA at 7 o'clock, fly away, Uber, home, unpacked by 9:20 a.m. I had all the food away, all my clothes put away, luggage put away. And this time, which is really the goal, is that I didn't bring hardly any clothes home. That's not true. Basically, I didn't bring hardly any clothes home. So now, in Youngstown, I shouldn't have to take any clothes with me. The only clothes I should take with me is stuff that I want to wear to be fancy or to, like not dress up, but to be other than work and walking clothes. And I already got a good pair of pants back there in size medium, still with the tags on them, black. So I can wear them with anything. And I left a dress shirt back there in medium. And just, so I would just take my Parliament shirts or Pittsburgh Steelers, paraphernalia like that to wear over the top should I go someplace. But I was wondering what to call this. Is this the best place to be? Best is probably not the right word, but I can kind of, it's one that comes to mind right now because there is no place like home. Oh my God, I love this place. What should I say? Okay. The best place to be should be home. Home could be anywhere. Whereas my most precious place to be can only be Youngstown. It can't vary. Because there ain't nothing like being home. Home is where you want to be at. Especially, and I say that in a sense to where home should be set up the way you want it. It should be conditional and responsive to your need. It should be a place where you just got it built to accommodate your every whim and need. When I walk in that apartment and I walk down these streets that I've lived here for over 20 years, and even though I don't consider myself part of the community for whatever reason, I don't feel like this place is me or a part of me, like Youngstown. And I've been here for like 20 years. So at some point, I gotta recognize, I do love this place. I do love this place. I love being back on the street. I remember, like I said, walking down Market Street, which is somewhat like this busy boulevard, but not as big or intense or, this is more of a bigger city version of Market Street. More cars, more hustle bustle, more business, more opportunity. But it's good to be walking back down here again. Got home, like I said, unpacked at 9:30. Went to the store, got some coleslaws, some seafood salad, and a bag of potatoes. cut up some French fries, threw them in the air fryer, broke off some of that frozen barbecue I bought back. It was on. In bed, napping by 1:30. I had got like 6,000 steps in because I knew once I got home, once I got here, what the plan was going to be. Considering since I worked till 11, I was actually able to, I played with granddaughter after work. We got ours in. And they went to bed, and I was able to get like maybe an hour and a half sleep. Got up at 2 o'clock. Slept pretty good on the plane. I think I got a couple hours sleep on the plane. In LA, I thought the weather was going to be a little bit more gray and gloomy, considering how the clouds were when we were coming down through the clouds coming in LA. And then, looking at the weather report, it actually said that it was like, temperature was like almost like 20 degrees cooler here, and it's overcast. But it burned off. It's a beautiful 80-something degree day weather. It's about 5:30, 6 o'clock. You can see it's still light out, and I love that part. I knew that what was going to happen, so while I was in the airport, getting there early, grotesquely early as I usually do, walking back and forth in the terminal, just getting steps, just staying busy, pushing my body, feeling it, feeling the adrenaline of going home, feeling that excitement, and using that energy to exercise my body and get steps in, knowing it was going to help towards the end of the day. When I got home and ate and did what I did. So I got like 6,000 in. I was like, I'm set. So it's been a good day because it's been a nothing day, and to get back home to the quiet. Hey, oh, they got the docking station. I don't know if y'all can see that. They got a docking station mounted to the back of the No, that's probably the whole CPU. They got these little CPUs. It's not even a docking station. It's probably a whole computer mounted to the back of the monitor. That's all you need nowadays. You don't have to have a desktop on the floor anymore. Your USB ports, HDMI, whatever output, earphone jack, mic, speaker jack. There you go. Anyway, so I was trying to find a word to describe home, because I had a good time back in Ohio, hanging out with my daughter. And contrary to popular belief, it was pleasant staying on Helena. My lip is doing stuff. It like swells up and goes up and down. Like if I hit it the wrong way, there's pain. There's definitely sensitivity. There's something going on in there. I might have to go get it checked out, even though it's probably still healing. We had a good time. We did good. And even though I had a wonderful time and I got plenty of alone time in her house, I was able to have my own space and get some alone time and quiet time. Still, it comes to a point where you just want to get home. You just want to get home. And 2 weeks seems to be my limit. I mean, it's like no matter how good it is, no matter where I'm at, no matter how good it is, it comes to a point where I'm ready to get home. And I love coming home. I think coming home is a integral part of traveling or going away. Coming home it should be as good as traveling, and if it's not, it's a getaway. And what I'm doing is not really a getaway, because I'm not really trying to get away, maybe a going away, because I love coming back home. I walked in my apartment, and when I leave my apartment, I leave it immaculate. Well, as immaculate as possible. Full disclosure, probably not the most sanitized place. It's probably, it's not messy. It's definitely not messy, but it might not be clean. But it's not dirty either. It's not like, food laying around or anything. But I definitely probably could dust more. I definitely probably could wipe this down or wipe that down. But it's my germs. There ain't no bugs. So I was just texting my daughter about getting granddaughter she loved buttons. And I got this gray keypad. It's nothing but a gray keypad. USB. So you gotta hook it to your computer for it to do anything. Every time she see that thing, she go right to it. All the computers and stuff and this and, mice and all that and this and all that. She see that gray pad. She just go to it she go right to it. So I was trying to get her one to kind of duplicate that. She got a tablet, but it might be too complicated. It may be too much for what we want to do right now. I just want something. Basically, I just want something. You hit a button, A comes on the screen. Hit another button, B comes on the screen. A, B, like that. That's it. No other bells and whistles. Just that's it. Turn it on. You hit a button, A. Hit another button, B. But she's so used to touch screens, she may want the touch screen, or she may want the buttons. I think she really likes buttons. I think it's the button thing. So I was looking at that. It's only $13. So I'm like, but I still asked my daughter if she got one, because this was too easy. It was too easy of a find. I'm like, I'm sure one of them other people done thought of this and got her one, or two or three. So I might go ahead and get it. But see, I'm here. LA River. Walking down my boulevard. Only needed to get in 3,000 steps. But I'm feeling so good. It's such a good day. I might walk close to 10,000 just to be out and enjoy it. I was going to drive to the beach. I got here early. I said it would be cool if I go to drive to the beach, just so I can get my name is Jeffery shot. Just drive to the beach just so I can basically say that I did. I was like, because it would have been early and I'd be traffic. But it was kind of gray, and I was like, maybe tomorrow on my birthday. I thought it'd been cool to go from Youngstown to the beach after getting home and getting unpacked. But at 5:45 a.m., Spirit flight Cleveland to Los Angeles. As a Spirit Gold member, I get a free carry-on. And since I'm in Zone 1, I get on pretty much before everybody. Well, most people. I had an exit row seat, free carry-on. I mean, you can't beat it. You can't beat it. So I had leg room, able to put my stuff up in the, overhead. No problem, no contention. Just a pleasant flight. There was somebody, it was a full flight, so there was somebody sitting in the middle seat at the exit row. But they were They weren't short or small, but they were skinny and a girl. And when I say girl, they sat there taking up as little space as possible. Couldn't tell if she was light skinned or white. Kind of reminded me the way she was dressed of a WNBA player. I kept saying, coming back to play with the Sparks? Yeah. Just had that look, you know. I think she was with her boyfriend or whatever. It was like in a row ahead, but I was just more impressed at how little space she took up. She didn't use the armrest that much, if at all, and her legs didn't, just didn't take up a lot of space. Some people sit next to you, it just seemed like they be in your area more than they be in their own. We ain't gonna talk about the size of some people. At least I'm gonna try not to, because I know some people will be offended by it, and you know how sensitive I am about offending people. I don't know, sometimes, actually in my old age, I feel like I've gone above. It seems like offending people is beneath me. I think I'm at the point now where, look, Jeffrey, you're smart enough to get people if you want to get them without offending them. And by getting them you want to, I still want to go, sometimes to get my point across, to make a counter argument. But I don't do ad hominem. You'll never hear me call somebody stupid or you're dumb or this or that. Or you'll never hear me say, oh, so-and-so's argument, or I wouldn't discredit what somebody said just because they're a Republican or a Democrat, or I say, oh, no wonder. I always attack the argument. I'm way beyond that. I don't do that at all. I haven't done that in years. To me, that's beneath me. That is literally just beneath me to attack somebody ad hominem. So, there's other things you could do. And every now and then, there's things I know I can say or put a certain way that will, I knew I felt something touching me. I knew I felt something. I can't be having stuff. I'm sensitive like that. Something out of place. It was a little string or something. So, I don't really want to offend anybody anymore. But I do like jabbing them. I do like intellectual jabs or stabs or saying something that cuts right through. And my idea of the perfect or the best made cut right through is putting two pieces together that leads them to the third, that where they come up with my original point on their own. They decipher what I say. I hit them one way, hit them another way, so that they put those together and they go and come up with the point I'm trying to make. So I really don't want to be offensive anymore. Offensive is so 2000. If I was even doing it then. I know I was doing it in the 90s. Hell, I was good at it too. Like I said before, I was really good at antagonizing or gaslighting or triggering or whatever. Do I want to trigger people? Is trigger the word? Trigger might be the word. Without offending, trigger might be the word. And not in a offensive way or in a negative way, I guess. If I can use the word negative. I got something stuck between my teeth. This retainer thing. I was eating ribs today. I can use my teeth to bite now, so I can actually bite chicken. I'm getting better at biting chicken and biting ribs. But stuff gets stuck in there, and it stays in there for a long time. So I gotta go in there and actually So I got to actually go in there, and I was like looking at them people's food. What was that? Krabby Crab. See me looking at them people's food, they was looking at me too. Because I'm looking good. I know I'm looking good. I can tell I'm getting them looks. And when I say I'm getting them looks, that means females are looking at me long enough to where I can catch them looking at me. When I was overweight and this or that, or I didn't have this look that I have now, I would never catch a female looking at me. Now, I can turn my head or whatever, make eye contact even. And I actually have heard that, from people who go after girls almost professionally, who do it, like as a sport, that's what you're looking for. It's not like, men don't stare. Men will stare at a female, but if you catch a woman looking at you for half a second, that's it. That's all you need. Go ahead right there. And I'm starting to notice that. Because, I lost weight in my face, facial hair, wearing clothes that fit. I can imitate the look. I can imitate the stereotypical attractive look of a male that may or may not have been created in the media or on TV, or our idea of what an attractive male should look like. So I'm walking by and they're looking, they don't necessarily smile, but just to get that look, make that eye contact, that's it right there. Because like I said, it was a time where I go a few years when I was in another place and where that didn't happen. Then when it did start happening, I noticed it. Which I say, so when it did start happening, I noticed it. And I was looking at their plate. There was it was like crab legs. I think is it oysters or shrimp? A shrimp broil, like one of those big giant. They had a big giant bowl. Where you like have all the shrimps, fill your shrimps or crawfish. I don't know what it was. Anyway, here I am. It's home. I love this place. It's not the most precious, but it might be the best. This place might be the best because it's home. That's the key. It's the best because it's home. And I love home. And home can be relative. Sincerely, Syria. I like all the different restaurants here, different ethnicities of restaurants. And even in Youngstown, I saw some different ethnicity of restaurants. I was noticing, not as many as here. If you see a Mexican market, I think I saw a Israeli or Middle Eastern market. I'm sure they cater to some of the foods and meats that, for that culture that, people would like to get. Hopefully there's a market for it, I guess, to keep the store going, keep the business going. Something stuck in my teeth. I gotta do something. I got a metal pick. I got a metal dental thing. And I was in Ohio and I went to buy one and they were out of them. I went to CVS to buy one. I figured, I just go, they gotta have one, CVS. I went to buy one, they didn't have any. I'm like, wow. I even went and got the lady to help. Two of them came over. Yeah, they're right here. Went over there, wasn't nothing there. Wasn't even like a listing form. And they was like, get it off Amazon. Like, I think that's what I did. You get the metal pick, go in there and get that stuff out of my teeth. Because I will suck and play on it all day long. Because I'm used to taking care of my teeth. Well, taking care of it might be a strong word. But I'm used to having my teeth to where I can blow air between them cleanly to a certain point to where I'm used to a flow of air between my teeth when they're clean and brushed and there's no plaque buildup. But since I got this accident, plaque buildup is crazy. In Ohio, I had to use a knife. I got like a steak knife and was literally I chipped off a coat of plaque. Not just doing it, on the edges. You know how you scrape that part off the edges. But it was like a whole coating of it across the front of my teeth. That never had happened before. And when I went to the dentist, even the doctor noticed it. I was like, yeah, you see that? I'm like, what is that about? Because it's definitely built up for some reason. I wonder if it's because of my food shopping. I was thinking it could be because I'm not chewing as much. Maybe the chewing does it for me to break the food down in a different way, or I don't know. My nose, I'm also scratching my nose. My nose itchy for whatever reason. Something keeps itching. But it's nice to walk down the street. Everybody out. People out, I should say. Saturday. It's just nice. The energy is good. I like the energy and bustle of a more metropolitan area, city, suburban. I don't know if this is suburban or city, what you would call this. But it's good to be out with people. Oh, and today my Uber, I took Lyft for the first time. I said, let me try Lyft, what the hell. So I tried Lyft. It's my first time in a Tesla. Them things got a little bit of juice on them. Them things got a little bit of torque. I was kind of impressed. When I start Googling around, I like to make sure that they didn't take gas and see how far they can go on a charge. And it's like if you get a 440 volt charge, you can fill it up in an hour. 220 volt charge fills up like 8 to 12 hours or whatever. I think you get like 320 miles a charge or something like that. Because it never had torque. There's nothing but a touch screen, nothing else. On the dashboard, nothing but a touch screen. A lot of information on it. It was definitely something. There's definitely something there. And that was my first time inside one. It was roomy, sitting in the back. Definitely something there. But, and here's the sex shop. I know y'all want to see that, because Americans or media, or maybe I'm just programmed to think that people do. Everybody loves sex. Or, in the words of Julio Disgracious, nothing sells like sex. Julio. I remember Julio used to be all, pretty much no rehearsals, all just on the spot, made up music. And they started rehearsing and started playing songs a few years ago. And I didn't like it. And sometimes, even though sometimes Mr. Fisher will has come up with some of the deepest music in my heart ever before. I mean, just hits right in the core. I mean, more than once, he just nailed like Side Effect. Oh my God, that's just, like I said, I thought at one time, I told him too. I said, there was a time in Youngstown, Ohio, where I thought I was the only one who had the Side Effect record. That's how intimate I was with that record. And they sang a couple songs off of that, blew me away. But anyway, and I've seen him do some other stuff with funk stuff, obscure funk stuff, that I was like, he ain't supposed to know that. But some of his song choices too, I don't get. Like Fishbone, I don't get at all. That's just not even on the scale. We don't even count that. Fishbone is like on a whole totally different forget about it scale. That's just not my time signature or my beat or my groove. But when they do it, there are, in fact, with Fishbone, I think the Still Stuck in Your Throat record, I was around when they was recording that. I even said, I like this record almost. So I'm sure true or real Fishbone fans probably won't like it. If I'm liking it, I'm sure there's gonna be criticism coming from it because it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be dun, 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 and dun, dun, you know, that kind of ding dong, whatever. Fishbone music. And Still Stuck in Your Throat didn't have that. And Suffering Live, that's one of my favorites. And there's probably more on the one. There's probably musical ways you can explain why I like that as opposed to the other Fishbone-esque music. But anyway, so they started rehearsing and playing these songs like Clarence Thomas, Nothing Feels Like Sex, you know, songs that I figured, you know, I default to Mr. Fisher's decision, and I'm sure, you know, it's not even a question. I don't even know why I'm bringing it up. It's probably just, you know, obvious that he knows what he needs to play or should play to get the band booked in clubs or whatever, you know, as far as the business thing go. And, you know, what I want is so far secondary, you can't even say, you know, yay or nay. What I want is just so far, you know, subjective, and what I want, it doesn't even probably relate to the big picture of what Truly or Disgracious, that what I would even want for the success of Truly or Disgracious. You know, I definitely would defer. I definitely defer to that. But he started playing these songs like Nothing Feels Like Sex, Clarence Thomas, blah, 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 blah. And I don't like them. I didn't like them. I like the unrehearsed stuff. Funky, you know, not sloppy, but nasty, and, you know, unrehearsed stuff where he say, Lonnie, make a nut. Give me a bass line. And they just go from there. Mr. Keller, give me a bass line. And they just go from there. Drums and bass, you know. But there have been a couple times, where they've played Nothing Feels Like Sex and nailed it. Just, you know, it took me there. It was just dun-dun-dun, 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 and it hit, and it moved, and I felt it. Same thing with Clarence Thomas and them. Now, of course, Who in the Fuck Are You always hits, even when it's played badly. And I've heard it played very badly before, whatever badly means. But, so, you know, like that's the groove that, you know, and it feels like sex, you know, and a couple other songs. But, you know, they just didn't, the rehearsed stuff didn't resonate with me. And I'm sure that the rehearsed stuff will probably resonate with more people, help to get the band booked more, you know, so I just default to Mr. Fisher's. I know he's right. In fact, it's not even me, you know, since me even bringing this up, because I know for a fact that he knows what he's doing, unquestionably. So, why did I go down that street? Oh, Nothing Feels Like Sex. I was talking about Nothing Feels Like Sex. And it's true. Nothing feels like sex. Nothing feels like sex. Nothing feels like sex. And we know that. We've known it for a long time. No new marketing strategy there. No great revelation. But what else is there? Oh, because I was showing the sex shop. And if you look at Facebook and social media, sex is all over the place, my God. Sex is just like everywhere, you know. And when I was younger, it was definitely a drive. The drive was there for that type of thing, to experience that type of thing, and the feeling I got for that thing. And even when I'm older, and I could actually be scrolling with disdain for clickbait and stuff that I know that's over-sexualized just to get me to click on it, I'm still somewhat, I wouldn't say attracted to it, I still gravitate to it and to click on it. Some of the stuff you just gotta click and see. You know, and then I guess now they got, I think on Rumble or one of them, they literally got girls doing mundane stuff in their underwear or a swimsuit. Not just sexual. They could just be sitting there. You know, nothing sexual, nothing like that or this or that. And they just, you know, just in their swimsuit or underwear. And it's like, and I get it. I was like, I get it, you know? Because there's something, I don't want to use the word attractive about it, alluring, maybe. Even though I look at these people and don't want to do nothing to them, and I say that just like I meant it, and don't want to do nothing to them or with them, there's something about watching it still. Yeah, I'm old. I love being old. I absolutely love being old. Because there's so much. There's just so much I don't give a fuck anymore about that. It makes my life wonderful. This makes it so truly wonderful. Just stuff that I just don't care about. And here it is. This is where I came for after I passed out and split my lip and got all this stuff I was just talking about. That's where I came after throw myself to the emergency room and he stitched me up. Right there, then went right from there to the dentist's office. Same place I'm getting my implants. And he threw this retainer on me. Saved those 2 front teeth. He said it was a miracle. All on the street that I'm walking on regularly. Home. Another thing I realized too, in Youngstown, I probably said this before, Youngstown, the grocery store is closed at 9:30, 10 o'clock. So if you really want, say you want junk food, even if you want junk, you just don't want junk from 7-Eleven. You want some reasonably priced, you know, next level junk sometimes. So, you don't, like I said, you don't want to go to like a liquor store or, you know, 7-Eleven or anything. You want, you know, get a good bag of chips. But they closed. 9:30, 10 o'clock. Here, I got a Rouse that's over 24 hours a day within walking distance. That's what I'm used to. And that's probably a part of why I love home. And why this is home. And why I think this place is special. Because I'm just used to having these conveniences. And the way, you know, I got my apartment set up, my studio and such, and just the way I have things set up to accommodate my passions, not even needs. The needs are set. Needs are so far down the Maslow hierarchy that I don't even kind of notice them anymore, even though I do summarize and monitor them. Let's not go that, you know, let's not go too crazy. I do summarize and monitor my needs. I visit that every so often. But I'm concentrating now more on the higher levels of Maslow's hierarchy, to push those limits, to go farther and higher. And I think, or I thought, that it won't hurt for a portion of the population, for some of us or a group of us or movements, to start focusing on that. And I know we got to help everybody. Well, I ain't gonna say I know we do. I know people want to help everybody. Everybody needs to make it. And the lesser none of us wins, unless the lesser of us wins, blah, blah, blah. No, some of us ain't gonna make it. So I think we need to put as much energy as we do in bringing up the bottom half, put into pushing the top performers and the people at the upper levels of Maslow's hierarchy to the next level, create the next level, develop wherever the next level is of human intelligence or human understanding, or whatever you want to call it. I drove it was a Ford Escapade. I rented at Hertz yesterday. Damn. I rented a Ford Escapade yesterday. Drove it to Cleveland Airport and dropped it off. Cost me like $50. That's cheaper than plus gas, probably $12 gas I put in it. I'll pay that. I'll easily pay that much for transportation to Cleveland Airport with me driving at my leisure, my music in the car by myself. I'll easily pay that. That's no problem at all. I'm gonna stop here. I never stop. I want to sit down. I never do that. In fact, I'm gonna walk up. I think I'm gonna sit on I don't know. I would love to sit there. That was the perfect place. I'm looking at the bus stop bench, and it's looking cozy and in the shade. And I'm thinking, that would be, it's in the shade too. I could sit there and have something to leave my back up again. It's a lazy day. I'll be 61 years old tomorrow. That's another thing. That's a whole other video. I'll be 61 years old. Full disclosure, the reason I want to stop is I want to go into 7-Eleven and get a Black & Mild. I've been smoking them again. I know. But I'm not buying like a whole pack. Only buy one at a time. At $2 a piece, which is probably overpriced. And I don't care. In fact, I like it. I call it my penance. Woo! 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 I call it my penance. Because, I need something. You need something. And hopefully it's temporary. And I don't do it before work. I don't smoke them before work. It's like a nightcap. After work, something to look forward to. But anyway, home. Traveling is I had a hell of a time. Great time with my daughter and granddaughter and family and food, and I actually went and visited a friend. Rode the boat. It's just good to travel and go. But it's so important to come home, for me, to a place that I love. I walk in that place. The first thing I say to my apartment is, I love you and I missed you. Did you miss me? I love you so much. And I just look at the way I have everything laid out, right how I left it. Oh, it's just so beautiful. To me, I used to say the best part of traveling is coming home. The best part of traveling is coming home. Anyhow, my name is Jeffrey. Swinging on y'all 2 times. For me, for the funk. And for every elementary particle that has ever existed in any atom in this, or in any universe that ever was, is, or will be. A totality of it all. A theory of universe. A hypothesis of all as one. My name is Jeffery.